Have you ever gone to bed, you put on your CPAP mask, you fall asleep, then you wake up 6 hours later and your mask is laying on the nightstand, like it politely excused itself from the room. Or maybe it's on the floor. Maybe it's hanging off the edge of the bed. We've even had people tell us that they found it under their pillow, which honestly raises even more questions. And the weirdest part is they have absolutely no memory of taking it off. Did their CPAP become haunted? Did their spouse get tired of the noise? Did your dog somehow decide that they have sleep apnea too? Probably not. Your brain actually has a reason for doing this, and once you understand why, it's much easier to stop it from happening altogether. Hi, if we've never met, I'm Brandon from Parkway Sleep. We've worked with literally thousands of CPAP users, and I can promise you one thing. If you've been taking off your mask without remembering, you're definitely not the only one. In fact, it's one of the most common frustrations that CPAP users have. So today we're going to solve the mystery of why this is actually happening. So let's start with some good news. Taking off your mask during your sleep does not mean that you're failing CPAP. I know, that's exactly what people start to think. I mean, you wake up, you see that mask across the room, and you immediately think, well, I guess CPAP just isn't for me. And it's not true. Your sleeping brain is incredibly good at removing things that it doesn't like. Have you ever woken up with just the one sock on? You have no idea where the other one went? Same brain, completely different accessory. So why does your brain do this? Well, here's what usually happens. You fall asleep, everything feels fine. Then, a few hours later, something changes. Maybe your mask starts leaking into your eyes. Maybe your nose starts to get congested. Maybe your mouth falls open. Maybe the pressure becomes more because your machine is treating your events. Or maybe your mask simply shifts when you roll over. Now here's the important part. Your sleeping brain does not stop to think, perhaps we should troubleshoot this issue and figure it out. No, your sleeping brain has one solution. Get this annoying thing off my face. Remove it. Problem solved, at least according to the sleeping you. Now I want a quick show of hands. Have you ever found your CPAP mask in a crazy place? Maybe the nightstand, maybe on the floor, maybe under the bed, or maybe somewhere that makes absolutely no sense. Please tell me in the comments. I honestly love reading these stories and hearing about them. And if you've ever been personally victimized by your sleeping self, just hit that like and subscribe button. Okay, here's the mistake that people make. Now they think, hey, I just need more willpower. You don't. You need fewer reasons for your brain to reject the mask. I mean, think about it. You wake up every night and you take your blanket off. It's not because you hate blankets. You kick it off because, hey, you're too hot in that moment. Your brain is just solving that problem. And the same thing happens with your CPAP. If your brain keeps removing the mask, it's usually responding to some kind of discomfort. It's not making a conscious decision to quit that therapy. And that's actually pretty good news because discomfort is something that we fix every single day. So what should you start to look for? Mask leaks, pressure that's too high, a dry nose, a stuffy nose, maybe a dry mouth, maybe rain out, wrong mask sizing. Even small issues can become big annoyances. And after you've been asleep for several hours, it becomes even worse. And remember, your face, it changes while you sleep. Your jaw relaxes. Your sleeping position changes. Things that felt good at 10 p.m. might not feel the same at 2 a.m. And here's something we tell almost every CPAP user. Don't judge your CPAP experience by one night, or even 1 week, or even 1 month. Your brain is learning a brand new habit. I mean, for years you slept one way. Now you're asking yourself to wear this mask on your face for 8 hours. That's a big adjustment. And most successful CPAP users didn't fall in love with it on night one. They solved the problem one at a time until eventually wearing the mask just became normal. So if you're waking up and you're wondering why your CPAP mask magically escaped during the night, you're not crazy. You're not failing CPAP. And you're definitely not alone. Your brain is just usually trying to solve a comfort problem. And the trick is figuring out what that problem is and trying to fix it. Once you do, your brain usually stops trying to help. CPAP should not feel like a nightly battle between you and your sleeping self. Most of the time, there's a reason that your brain starts to reject the mask. And then, even more importantly, there's usually a solution. If this video helped you understand what's happening with that CPAP, just hit subscribe, because every week we share practical tips that can help you sleep better and feel better. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you on the next one.